this is a part. Just I'm jump, guys. Don't worry. I never went anywhere. Just your question. Chmod to change permissions. Ch1, if you want to change owner of the file, you can use ch1. chgrp, you want to change group ownership on the file. On the file, these are all on the files only. To use, you can chgrp. Of course, there is other type of recursive commands also there, but that is we'll see that one. Okay. This is my file, and this is the permission set. Is a owner and a group. Now I have another user. This user also want read and write. This user also want read and write permissions on file 1. How to give? How to give? This is the question. I have a user, and this user also required read and write permissions on the file. So then student 1 has a read and write, and this is student 1 has a read and write, and Spurti also will get a read and write on this file. How to give? Any idea? Tell me. What happened? No idea also, no problem. Just right or wrong, that is the second one. Always I try to take these classes is always belongs to thought process only, not question and answers. Okay? Thought process means thinking. Not everyone knows everything. That too in Linux, we don't know so many things. Okay? So it's only is a thought process. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change permissions for a group. I'm going to change permission for a group, and I add user to group 1. Can I do like this? Add this group, add this user to group, and I change permission to read and write. So Spurti is getting read and write permissions now through the group. Okay. Otherwise, same permission, I will change the owner, but and won't work. Okay. If I change ownership, I said and right, student 1 and Spurti. That may not work. The relation won't work, may not work, may or may not work. But by default is I'm getting read and write, but student is 1 is not a owner, no longer is a owner. You may not access because the group 1 is also there. And again he got a read permission. I didn't change the group read permissions. Okay, so this is won't work. Okay, this is won't work. Now this is, for example, if I give write permission to the group, not only a user, also other users also will get it. Other users in the group, not only a Spurti, other users in the group also will write permissions. No security. Like our NTFS security is there, na ACL. So you have to give ACL kind of permissions here. NTFS security, there is we have a tab. So how to give permission to a particular user in a NTFS in a Windows system? Right click, right click. For example, think this is the file. This is students 1 file. I want to give it to Spurti. Right click, properties, go to security, already user is there. And what to do? How to give to other user permission? Guys, what happened? Afternoon, people are sleeping or something. You ask me a question and I have to tell answer. If you respond, I will complete faster. If you
Edit.
don't, yeah, edit,
Select
add,
add user,
add the
type the
username
name,
Spurti, check names, and give the
uh,
permission. Read or write permissions and click OK.
and
OK.
apply,
Then
okay, and finally
finally we
cancel.
got a permission, right? So like understand the concept here. We are not changing anything. We are adding a extra user to file access purpose. So that is called a access ACL type in a access NTFS ACL kind of stuff. Same thing we can do in a Linux also. Instead of changing chmod and all, so we can give a permission. So that is called a get FACL. Another command is set FACL. Using these commands, we can able to do it. For example, this is how many users are there in my tail space hyphen 3/etc/passwd. Apache is a new user, maybe. Spurti student one is there. Okay. So how to switch to student? Guys, you know this one, right?
No, sir.
Switching users. Switching
No,
users.
sir.
Okay. Root. Root is, for example, I'm in one user. Now I have to do some work with other user. So I can switch from my current user to other user. So I switch to student user. Can you see? Student one. Okay. If you put LSC, this is student one files only, right? These are all student one files only. So ls, this is student one. Okay. If you check pwd, student one home directory. Initially I'm a root. Now I'm in a student user. But if you put a who am I, it shows root only because I actually log in with the root only, not with the user. Okay, not with the student one. I didn't log in with the student one, but I switched to student one. This is actually I'm switching to root to student one, but I'm not logging with the student one. Understand? That is su space like that. If you put a exit, you can back to your original user. You can back to your original user. So I will tell one very good things. Okay. Of course, you can keep going, but actually, as Vishal said, correct. That is, we have to move on to the next topics, not on the stick into the old topics. Okay. So I log in as a root, right? So no. Exit. No. I have to log in as a student. Student one. Login as a student one. So not as student one. I'm login with the student one, not as student one. So I login as a login with the student one. Now, who am I? Student one. So my current user is student one, pwd, present working directory. Now, I have a work with my root user. I have a work with my root user. How to log in as a root, and how to do some work. Some admin work is there. How to go with the root. So what to do? Su space hyphen. That's enough. Su space hyphen. Remember, I am a student one. I'm switching to root. I'm a student one. I'm switching to root. Su space hyphen one. Give password. Whose password? Root password. It will come. Root. Now I'm a root. pwd/root. Okay. pwd/root. Who am I? student 1. Why student 1? Because actually I log in as a student 1 only. Okay, so this is a switching users. Okay, I'm in a student 1. I want to switch to Spurti. Spurti username is Spurti only. Now I'm a Spurti. See, when you are switching from normal user to any other user, either root or a normal user, okay, you must require a password for that user. Remember that one. When you are switching to a normal user to another user, any user, root or a normal user, you are switching. So you need a password for that user. Okay. If you are already in a root, if you are in a root, for example, this is my root. If I'm in a root, I want to switch from this to anyone. I want to switch to student 1. I don't require a password because I am an admin, so I don't require a password. I can easily switch to user 1. Okay, so guys, look at here. I am giving hyphen earlier, right? If I don't give hyphen, what will happen? What is my present working directory? /root, right? I am not giving that hyphen symbol. So what is my present working directory? /root after switching all. So means what is your current directory? Same directory will come if you switch to other user if you don't give hyphen. Su space hyphen is I'm giving, right? Like that. Next one is, again I'm showing what is my current working directory, root. Anything if you want, you can change it to different directory. Also you can test it. Su space hyphen student 1. I'm using hyphen. See the difference. Here no hyphen. Here is hyphen is there. Su space hyphen space student. It changed home directory. So this is switching users. How to go back to the original one? Exit only. Okay. So this is the using thing. Okay. Just try. You can get it. You try. You can understand how to do it. Okay. Yeah, guys. This is the student 1 currently. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a file in a temp folder. Okay, cd/temp. I'm going to create a file. So cat space yes f1. So this is SF1 file by student 1, control D. So what is the SF1 contain? This is the file. Okay. So ls space -l SF1. Who is the user? Student 1. Who is the group? Student 1. I'm getting read and write permissions to these users and group. Okay. Now su space -spurti. Okay. cd/temp ls space -l SF1. I'm other user, right? So can I read this file? SF1. I can read this file. Can I put some data in that one? Cat double greater SF1 access denied. So I cannot put a data in that one. I'm exit. I'm into the root. Get facl/temp/SF1. So removing leading slash from absolute paths. Okay. File name is SF1. Owner is student 1. Group is student 1. By default, owner is getting read and write, read permissions. Okay. I'm going to set FACL without changing actual permissions. I'm just adding extra permission only. I'm adding extra permission only. Spurti. Okay, username is Spurti and read and write on SF1. Oh, sorry, I have to give M option, -M. -M means modify the permission, X means remove the permission. Yeah, why it is like a temp. He said remove the leading slashes. Final command. This is the final command. Okay, this is the final one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, and okay, so this is to check, this is to change. Again, check it, right? So you have to check it. So can you see user Spurti can able to read and write. Now I want to check it. I want to check Spurti can able to read and write. What to do? I given read and write permission with the root, but I want to verify whether Spurti can able to read and write or not. What to do? What happened? Yes, very good. Switch to Spurti. I didn't ask new question, right? It's the same question only I'm asked. So cat space double greater /dem/ SF1. So now it is, so this is Spurti adding new line, Control D. /dem/ like this. So we have a line. If you want to check with a student also, you can check it. Okay, second line is there. If you check the permissions, nothing is changed, but there is a small variation is there. Can you tell what is the variation before and after? After I given a permission, get FACL, there is a variation in the permission set.
Plus symbol.
Plus symbol. Plus symbol. Very good. Here is a dot and plus. Plus one person is accessing. Maybe. Okay. Of course, date and time stamp is correct. That is, this is size. Size is changes because of data is added. Date and timestamp is changed because of modified. Okay. Yes. This is the plus symbol. Very good observation. So like that only. So do it, check it, do it, check it, do it, check it. You'll learn automatically. Okay. So understand, guys, what is the get FACL and set FACL? How to do it? I think I given a answer for your access permissions. Normal permissions are this one, but if any extra user or a group want to access set FACL, to check it, get FACL, to set it, get set FACL. If you want to add a group, instead of U, you have to put a G. If instead of U, you have to put a G. G, group 1 or RW, like that you have to give. You want to remove, instead of M, you have to use X. Instead of M, you have to use, yeah. Anyway, we are here.
So that mount, sir.
What it is?
The M will refers for mounting a user.
Modify.
Modify.
Set FACL -L. Verify, that is why. Modify ACL. X means remove ACL. So many other things are there. That is the difference. Like if you have more files, use capital R. Entire directory want to change. That is R. Only one question, guys. Last question in this part. I created a directory. I am a root now, so I am creating a directory. Okay. Directory name is a data dir1. So for example, I'm creating a data dir1 is a directory name under slash. Okay, I created a directory ls space -ld slash data dir1. Who is the user? Root. Who is the group? Root only, right? And root user get read and write permission and execute permission on this directory. And user root group people will get a read and execute. Others also read and execute only. So they cannot put a data in that one. Next, I'm going to create some files in this data directory, like something qf 1.3 4. Okay, no problem. So anything. So ls slash. So I have a 4 files. If you check it, -l. These are the permissions. So because I created. So can you recognize that one, right? So root. What is the meaning of D here? D. On this directory, this is the permissions on this directory. If you don't use D, it shows what is the content in the directory, the information inside a directory, not on the directory. Okay, that's why I use D here. Next, the question is, I want to change these permissions. Everybody can able to access. Everybody will get read and write. How to change that permission? Tell me an answer. Everybody can able to access. RWX. I want that option. At least.
chmod 777 space data dir. Okay, sir.
Wait.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So actually, my planning is not a group people. Others only will get read permission only. I'm changing my plan, so others will get read permission only. But users and groups will read and write. Others only read and execute only. If I click this one, what happens? The permission changes on this directory, not inside of files, not inside of the files. Okay, we'll see that one. So, okay, so read, write, execute, read, execute, because 5 only read. But if you check with internally not changing, files are not changing. So what to do? So give the -r here, chmod -r permission set, and like this automatically internal files, all files will be, files and directories will change to this permission set. But I'm not doing that one. So only one I want to tell chmod -r. What I'm going to do is, user is root, group is also root. Now I want to completely change that one. User is student1 and a group is group1. Group is I have a CTS group, right? CTS5 group. So I'm changing group to CTS5 group, and user is student1. Maybe we'll change it to Spurti also now. Slash data dir -r recursive on the directory and inside a directory content also. On directory, I change both user and group at a time, and for both on directory and inside a directory also. So this is one of the very important one when you do installations in a Linux, in a Oracle installations, MySQL installation kind of stuff. So you have to change on a particular folder both user and a group you want to change it. This is a very simple way to change it. And permissions, most of the permissions are 777 or 775 or 770 is there. Okay, so remember these two things. If you want, you can write on your notes or something, you can do it. Just I'm giving a command. If you already understand, okay. If you don't understand, it's okay, no problem. So clear. CH1 means changing of ownership. GRP means changing of only group. But CH1-R like this. If you give CH1 and you are giving both username colon group name, so then we are changing both user and group at a time, so you don't require the ch group again. Okay. Okay, I will start the virtualization. Um, hmm, hmm. Okay, after the break, I'm going to start virtualization. What I will do, guys, actually my plan is different. Today and tomorrow, I will create separate videos for HTTP, NFS, and all. I will post the videos directly. Okay, so anytime, because that is very important to understand how to create it. But I will do step by step. Slowly, I will create one day HTTP and FTP, and next tomorrow I will do NFS on my own only. So main topics we should not skip. If you have a time in the end of the day, then we have to discuss those kind of stuff. Okay, because we have to study already. I am not feeling well, and so many things are happening daily. So after the break, we will go to the virtualization directly, jump to the virtualization because it's about 5 o'clock, 10 minutes to 5. So virtualization, at least introduction, types of virtualization, and explanation of virtualization, we have to go. Another hand, tomorrow morning, at least I will show you the Hyper-V cloud. I will complete tomorrow morning. Office 365 tomorrow is Thursday, right? If we complete cloud by 2 days, then only Saturday we'll go to the Python, or at least Monday Python DevOps. Saturday, if you have a time, then we'll discuss about networking because lot of practice is required in a networking. Okay, guys, take a break. Sorry. Okay, take a break. Be back at 5:05. Okay, it's around 10 minutes or 5 minutes. 5:05, 5:10 max. Okay, have a tea or coffee because I'm starting theory. That's the point. Okay, where it is?